to a fantastic result for him. Anish Giri is one of the top players, one of the biggest favorites in the tournament. Vidit is about to beat him.
Yeah, Giri, one of the form players of the whole of 2021 so far. He's been on fire this whole year, Giri. So the good thing for Vidit as well is that his plan is simple. Note how he spent 20-30 seconds earlier on a move, but then he worked it all out in advance. This last move by white, whatever black does, he's just going to play rook takes pawn, he's going to check that black king, and then he's going to use the white rook and step behind black's other pawn. And that is the key. White's rook is going to stop black's pawn, and simply it's going to be 2 versus 1. White will have 2 pawns, the black rook won't be able to stop both of white's pawns at the same time.
That's a very simple approach. I mean, I think there's other approaches as well in the position. You know, white could, well, there is a threat in the position, isn't there? Rook takes pawn, check. So that is why Anish sidestepped with his king. So he could choose your option, which is just simply to capture the pawn and just say, you can't stop my pawn.
Actually, I think maybe...
But maybe it's an easier. Maybe no, I would just push my pawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Queen it. We like it.
Queen it, yeah, get those queens on the board.
Oh, we love that.
And look at white's advantage now, plus 11.5. Yeah, this is simply winning. Black, I'm trying to look for tricks for Anish Giri. I don't think there are any, because the problem for black is if you use your rook now and capture white's pawn, you're just making the queen with your other pawn. And, okay, there would have been some tricks there. White's queen would have given some deadly checks as well for black's king. So now black is finally trying to make a queen both sides. Look at this, white's got 2 ready-made queens.
There's a trick though, there's a trick in the position, which is if you do queen right now, then black plays check here. This is, you're seeing it right here. So now you have a problem, like, well, problem. Like, what are you going to do?
It's a big problem.
What are you going to do with your king? Because if you step to the right, here you're going to have a problem.
I think Vidit has blown it. No. Wait. Okay. I think he missed your idea, Jovanka, of giving that check, and I think he's gone the wrong way with his king.
What is happening?
You have to go
look at the bar. It goes down to 0. Oh, no.
Wow.
Still anything can happen. It's still incredibly sharp, but black can just take the white queen right now. He just walked... Oh, wow. Very sneaky from Anish Giri. He's given check with his knight. He's just promoted into a knight. Wow. I think that one, I mean, it wasn't on my radar. I don't think it was on Vidit's radar either.
I don't think it was on mine either. I was just, but now...
It's not over yet.
No, but this is a key move, you know, because now white cannot capture the pawn. And...
Vidit, he had it. He just didn't look for those checks. He didn't look for that trick. You spotted it, Jovanka. The trick. The only trick in the position. And Giri found it. That's why Giri's such a classy player. That's why all the top 10 in the world, they're so hard to defeat. You need to knock them down 20 times before you get that win.
They're slippery. What can I say? They're like eels, you know. You think you've got them in the bag and then suddenly they find their way out.
He just forgot those checks and then his new queen would drop off the board. And now black's pawn is going to distract the white rook, and then white's rook will no longer be able to protect his own pawn.
Yeah, and just look at the sadness in Vidit's face. He knows he's blown it, and, you know, what can he do? I mean, one thing that Anish can do is just simply push the pawn, and it's just nothing to do. And rook check, the king will move to the center, and then black can carry on with their task of advancing their pawn.
Yep. And we're going to see this end in king versus king. Both rooks will have to... Both rooks will have to give themselves up for the opponent's pawns.
It was such a dramatic game, you know.
And he knows it, of course. He had the win in his pocket. And it's going to end with a draw.
Yeah, it was just that one trick, no time to calculate. And that's the thing, you know, I mean, Vidit, he knows he had 100% control. He knows he was on the brink of winning. But with 20 seconds, when your opponent plays a surprising move, it's hard to react. And, okay, now black is getting ready to sacrifice his rook. And black's pawn will cost white his rook as well. So king versus king. Look, Giri's smiling now. He knows he got away with it there. He knows he's escaped.
Wow, it was so close for Vidit, but eventually it is a draw in the first game between Vidit and Anish Giri.